everybody, it's Jeanette with your Angelical Oracle card reading for the week of October 20th, 2019. This week's energies are around releasing old beliefs to be able to move forward. And we're going to do an angelic meditation at the end to help us with this exact thing. So our cards this week are Yang, Clean It Up, the Fates, and Loyal Heart. And the Fates and Loyal Heart are in the reverse positions for this week. So our first card, Yang, is upright. And this card speaks to taking action, movement, creative activity. It's telling you that you have the power to make things happen. That's what the energies are for this week. So this card signals that all of the things that you have surrendered to Source and the archangels have come to a place where you can now move forward and take divine action. So the angels ask that you ask them for their guidance, for what your next divine step is to be. Continue to surrender what it is, the situation, the person, or what have you, that you want to manifest or that you would like to change in your life. But now's the time, it's right for you to take some divine action. So sometimes we don't really know what that divine action is going to be. So you can ask the angels to help you to determine what you should take as your next step, as your next right step. There's also a little tool that you can use if you have a choice between something. So if you think about two different things, so say it's going to be, I take the job in the city or I take the job closer to home. So think about those two different things, close your eyes and visualize in front of you two different roads and say the left one is the job in the city and the right one is the job near home. And when you think about the two, one is either going to feel more right than the other, like you should take that path, or that path is going to appear more lit to you. The other one's going to appear more dark. Maybe one path seems nice and clean and fresh and well-groomed, while the other path has overgrown vegetation. There's going to be some indication for you when you just quickly allow your mind to think about it and not go into all the details of what these two paths are. You're going to know what that right path is going to be for you. So use that as a tool. But now is the time for you to go ahead and take divine action. And also remember that part of divine action is to allow and be ready and be able to receive that which you have put into motion to manifest. So now that you've put it into motion, you're taking your next step. Now you want to be able to receive the fruits of your labor and receive that awesome manifestation. And this card is also to remind you that your manifestation is coming to fruition. So great job, you're almost there. So our next card is Clean It Up. And this card is in the upright position. And this card represents removing what is no longer needed in your life, whether it's physical or emotional cleaning house. You could be surrounded by physical clutter, too much work. You may feel overwhelmed. You might feel overburdened emotionally. This card represents and reminds you that now is the time to make room for you, to set boundaries, and it's also okay to say no. You need to be able to allow yourself to make room for yourself and allow you to have space to breathe and just live in for, just you, and have the time set aside just for you. When was the last time that you actually did any self-care? So, sometimes people and things, cause us to feel overwhelmed. And when that happens, they take up energetic space, and we've allowed them to take up energetic space in our life. And when this happens, it actually changes your energy vibration, and it blocks you from the flow of energy that your body and your auric field normally have that's in balance. And when you feel overwhelmed and you feel, overburdened by people, situations, things, work, what have you, This actually prevents you from being as connected as you can to the universal flow of abundance, because you're putting your thoughts and your energy and your emotions towards things that actually deplete your energy, and they actually pull you down instead of lifting you up. And this can be, different grades of this, so you may not necessarily feel overwhelmed, but maybe you're on your way to feeling overwhelmed if this situation continues, or what have you, or this, commitment that maybe you shouldn't be doing. Or maybe you can pull back that commitment so it's not at the full capacity that you're at right now, so you don't get to a place of feeling depleted. And it also takes away the time that we have for ourselves for self-care, because self-care automatically supports you emotionally and physically. Your energy is uplifted when you do self-care, even if it's just taking a few minutes for yourself to just be still and breathe. Maybe it's listening to wonderful music. Maybe it's just getting something done that you've been putting off, for the longest time. Maybe it's something as simple as like paying a bill or calling a friend, or, whatever it is that you feel like you've been putting off that would uplift you. Now's the time to do it. This is cleaning up your emotional and physical health, well-being, your personal house, and when you do those types of things, you become more in balance. Your energy becomes more in balance. You start having a vibration that's going to naturally and organically draw abundance to you, and you start feeling more in that frequency that is the frequency of the flow of universal abundance. So this card reminds us that we need to step back and get back into that space, and that's your natural existence. So there's nothing wrong with doing that. And our next card is the Fates, and it's reversed. And this speaks to the things in our life that we cannot change or control. And, there might be things in your life that you can't control, you can't change, such as how people act, how other people think. There's laws and rules in the world that you can't change. And sometimes you don't want to change because, they're there for our safety or our protection, or they're, something like, the law of gravity. You can't really change that, right? But what this reminds us is those things that it sheds light on those things that we think we can change, and we effort and we try to change. But really, if you were to take a step back, you'd realize you can't change those things, So this card reminds us to let go of the things in your life that you can't change, that you're putting extra effort in, that is, again, depleting your energy. And the only thing that you really can have the power to change is you, when you think about it. How you react to something, how you feel, what you do, when it comes to a situation or a person that presents itself to you in a way that you initially perceive as unwanted, threatening, or wrong in some way. And the reason why I say initially perceive, because, sometimes things just show up and we have no other way to them other than to react, But this card is reminding us that, okay, that may have been your first reaction, or maybe there's a situation that could present itself in the near future that would be the way you would react. But this card is showing us that let's take a minute, let's breathe and take a step back. And, is this presenting itself because it's representing a pattern of something that has just been going on in your life over the course of days, years, months, whatever. If there's a pattern there, or, maybe it's only happened twice, it's still a pattern. What is the lesson in this that we can actually learn at this point? And learning the lesson or letting it go is going to allow you to move on. And this card speaks to not holding on to things. Is this something that is coming full circle? Is it a karma thing? It's coming around full circle. Is it something that you need to look at in the eyes of forgiveness, and finally let go of? So, if you're not really sure, take a step back and just ask the angels to guide you to your next step. Just surrender whatever it is, situation, person, even if it's just being able to forgive, because sometimes that can be the hardest thing, but once you do, it's actually really liberating. But sometimes it's really hard to get there. I mean, I've been in that situation before more than once, and I have asked the angels to show me what I should be doing about that. What is my next step? How should I really be feeling about this? And I surrender it to the angels, and they've presented that person to me in such a way with such an interesting insight to what was going on that I was able to step into that space of forgiveness, and it was healed, which is amazing. So, I invite you, and this card invites you to, what is it in your life that you want to change? What is it that's holding you back, that's holding you stuck, that feels like karma, or it feels like this is a lesson that keeps repeating itself, and you're sort of tired of repeating it and you want to get rid of it and be done with it? Surrender it to the archangels and to source, and ask that you be guided to your next step. And, know that you are ready, you are ready to move on, and that you're able to move on, and you're able to reset this, and the angels will guide you. So just have faith. So our last card is Loyal Heart, and it's reversed. And it's kind of interesting because last week we had this card in our reading, and it was actually upright. And when the card's upright, it speaks to trust. And when it's reversed, it actually speaks to the obstacles in our life that can stand in the way of trust and not being able to manifest. So just because, we've always done it a certain way, or, we look at what other people do and things seem to work for them, doesn't mean it's going to work now. And, the energies are shifting, cosmically and in the world right now, that what was done before isn't working anymore, and it's kind of been that way for a bit now. And so this card, says, hey, now is the time to begin anew and to get rid of those old beliefs, especially the ones around lack, unworthiness, or any thoughts that you have where you feel a certain way, where you feel like you have to look a certain way or be a certain someone or have certain things, anything that it's making you feel like you are being judged or not enough. All of those thoughts of lack, unworthiness, those you need to release now and forever. Because when it comes down to it, you are divine. You are a divine light spark from Source. And Source made you. And you're 100% a spark of Source. You are light, incarnate, on this planet, doing divine things. And this is what makes you enough. You are perfect just as you are, and you are divinely guided. So believe that, and then there is nothing that can stand in your way for you to be in an abundant existence. And Spirit has awesome plans for you. So let go of the things that are not working. Let go of those old beliefs. And if you're not even sure what it is that you could be thinking or doing or saying or feeling or what have you that is the old pattern, and you want to break it, but you're not really sure where to start, just ask the archangels to remove that from you. We're actually going to do a meditation on that right now. But just ask them to lift you from those things and bring to you new thoughts and new experiences and new emotions, and that you're open to that new experience, because you do believe that you are a divine light spark and that you are a divine incarnate being on this planet. And they will help you, and you will be amazed what you can create through that versus what you've been creating with these old beliefs hanging around. So now we're going to do a meditation to help us release the things that we cannot change and release the old beliefs and move us into a space of divine co-creation with Source and with the archangels. And this quote is from A Course in Miracles, and it's one of my favorites. It says, "The hush of heaven holds my heart today." And I like to think of this quote as a invitation on the days when I, can't break free from certain thoughts or patterns or beliefs, or I'm just not really sure where to move forward or what to do next. And it helps me to surrender and to feel connected to the divine, and reminds me that that spark of the divine is within me. It's not just within my heart, it's within my entire physical body and my auric field, and it makes me what I am, and it also makes you what you are. So feel free to use this as a mantra, as an affirmation. It will also help you to be able to surrender things and to help you, quiet your mind. And, if you are thinking of a certain situation or person or what have you, and it just seems like a lot, it'll help you surrender. Okay, so now we're going to do a meditation. So close your eyes and take a deep breath and exhale, and just allow your body to fully relax. Take another deep breath, exhale, and just breathe on your own, easily and effortlessly. We ask Archangel Sandalphon, Archangel Michael, Archangel Luke, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, and Archangel Raziel to be with us at this moment and walk forward with us in the days to come. We ask you, archangels and Source, to send your healing color ray and your divine light to us now. Allow it to shine down upon us from our head, cascading down our shoulders, down your arms, your back, your torso, down your hips, legs, and all the way down to your feet. It spreads out into your auric field and fills you completely and ultimately with the light and love of Source and the archangels. We ask Spirit and the archangels to bless us at this time. They know, and you know, what it is that is troubling you at this moment, or whatever situation, person, event, thing that you would just like to change at this time. Give that a thought, a feeling, a word, just something to make it physical for you, and surrender that now into the hands of Spirit and these beautiful archangels who are with us today, surrounding you and holding you in their light, in the sacred light of our Creator that is turned over to them to help you take your next step. Any old beliefs, thoughts of lack, unworthiness, any judgment, any concern, any lack of hope that sits within you now is released to God and the archangels to be ever changed. They bless you with new thoughts of love, hope, peace, connectedness, and divine love and light. Let that permeate through you and be your new belief of hope, your new belief of trust, your new belief of kindness, your new belief of eternal and everlasting abundance and love from Source and the archangels. Through this is what you create now. Through this is your connectedness to the universal flow of abundance and unconditional love that is created by Source for us all to be connected to and create within. And that is what you create and use in your manifestations. You are ever changed. You are ever blessed. You are divine, and you are enough just as you are. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Rub your hands together and open your eyes. Thank you so much, and have a blessed week. If you liked this Angelic Oracle card reading and meditation, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can be notified of next week's reading and meditation. Thank you so much.